And we are live on the Trekyards YouTube channel today.
Yes. All right. We're here to talk about something.
Let's make sure.
Something short.
This review will only be 9 minutes in honor of the 9-minute special of the shorts.
Yeah, it's not going to be super long, I don't think. That's for sure.
I mean, there's a good chunk of things to talk about, as we found earlier, and obviously we want to talk to you guys. But yeah, there's although I think you could, well, there was equally not a lot in the Turbolift short. I think that went back an hour and 20. I feel like there's more like teeny nuggets to take here.
I disagree with that, but
Oh, I just thought,
as you know, as I just told you, I didn't take full notes for this one like I have with every other one, so I apologize
what was
ahead
that?
of
Just
time,
lack
guys.
of interest or just lack of time?
Lack of time, and then I did have a little bit of time, and then I didn't do it because I did something else and I shouldn't have. And anyway, yeah, just didn't get around to
So
it.
it's funny. The shortest short. Oops.
Hold on, give me 9 minutes.
I'll do a 9-minute preamble.
Yeah,
That sounds.
I've done it before.
Wow. Normally the drunk ones. Yeah, I have a page. Almost a page. Last note was robots flying! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark!
Yeah.
We'll get there when we get there. But welcome, guys. As we know today, yesterday the short trek came out and Mandalorian came out today. Stuart will be doing a first look tomorrow, so tune into that. I'll do a full review on Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed our Mandalorian yesterday, and then we did a short trek short review earlier today. Go watch that for our condensed views. And Stuart, you also started a new little gameplay series today.
Oh yes, started playing Jedi Fallen Order. I should have been taking notes.
What, to review Fallen Order's campaign?
No, instead of I should have taken notes for this short.
It's true. I ran out of time.
Yeah, exactly.
How was it?
So far so good. It's like I said, it's very similar to the Force Unleashed, kind of mixed with Battlefront. It's kind of got that vibe.
Graphically, it looks
more Force,
beautiful.
More Force Unleashed. Yeah, the graphics are great.
Yeah, they were impressive. It's one of those ones that I really don't know anything of specifically. Like the trailer looked cool, but hopefully it's better than its promotion. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wonder how long the campaign is as well, because they also focus on single player campaign. But hey, would you rather have a short, really excellent A-star campaign or a long campaign that meanders and suffers?
Short and good, yeah, absolutely. I'm not a big fan of super long games anyway. I feel like I'm just not getting anywhere at some points. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. We got to talk about Ask Not. Because, yeah, I got somewhere to be. I got to leave it before 7. So,
well, as we know, it's short. So, we're just preambling so people can join in, as that is important. Only 36 people view, 10 likes. There should at least be 50 likes for 36 people. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'll share. You have a super chat to super people. Where?
All right.
That was funny. Not ready.
It was great, yeah. It will be a super chat because you guys are awesome. And speaking of super chats, you can help us by super chatting. Hello, Donnie. Hello, everybody. Super chatting is a great way to help out the channel. It gets your voice heard, your comment read, your question answered, and I go through this every time. You know the drill, guys. So if you can, please do so. Or if you want to help us out via PayPal or Patreon, there's a lot of great ways to help us out, and the links are all down in the description below for each of those. If you send us a PayPal, make sure you tell us in the regular chat so that the mods can tell us and point us in the direction, and then we'll check the email for that PayPal and read your comment or question that way. So lots of great ways to help us out. Super chats are great as well, and the only thing is with super chats is YouTube takes 30% right off the top. So just keep that in mind. If you want us to get more of the money, the best way to do that is via PayPal. So that's my preamble done. So there you go. And I will be doing more of Jedi Fallen Order probably later tonight. He said I'll do the Mandalorian first reaction trailer tomorrow. I'll see about that. I'll try to get on that. I've already watched it. Chapter 2 is good. But yeah, I'll probably do it sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure when. I will have it scheduled a little bit beforehand, so keep an eye out for that. And then, of course, we'll do a full review of that on Monday at the same time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So lots to look forward to, guys. And yeah, so hopefully you guys have checked out the short. If not, there will be spoilers ahead. So just for your warning, yeah, just spoilers. You should know that by now. Duh. Yuck, Star Wars, yuck. Well, teach their own. I like both. So yeah. But anyway, he will be back in just a second. But like I said, I gotta get out of here before 7. So if this is only an hour or an hour and a half, that's fine. It's a 9-minute short. I didn't take any detailed notes, unfortunately, as you guys have heard, but that's all right. Usually I have really detailed notes of dialogue and stuff for each of these, and unfortunately for this one, I don't. And it's a shame because they were quoting regulations to each other, so it would be good to have those, but I mean, it's just regulations. Who cares? We don't need regulations.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah, so we are shared. People will stream in to this stream, and they will love it, and they will love us, and they will talk to us about the Star Treks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you think then, in a more, obviously we had this conversation earlier today, but in a more detailed sense, what do you think of this, of short 3 of 5, the last 2 of which coming out in December, neither of which look particularly Trek canon-y, but whatever, it's the last of the sort of prime time shorts. What do you think of the swan song, the epic end of the live action shorts?
Is it the end of the live action shorts? I just think there's a Picard one coming up, so I think there's more live action ones. But anyway.
What?
There's more live action ones because there's a Picard one coming up as well.
Oh, right, they just trailered 2 in December. Because they said, we've got 2 coming. There's the weird one and then the other weird one.
Yeah. Now, this one was kind of a disappointment a little bit. I mean, it was very short. There was no epic space shots, to establish anything. I would have liked that. It ends on kind of a moment. But I mean, a little bit in between is not too bad. It's well acted. I do like Anson Mount in this. Again, Anson Mount is the star of the show as far as I'm concerned. Pretty snappy, well-written dialogue. Some good regulations being quoted back and forth, so that's always important. I just wish I had them written down.
Some smart, some dumb. One in particular is dumb.
Yep. And yeah, when you compare it to something like the psych evaluation that Wesley had to take when he was doing his testing, it makes sense. We find out that it was actually number 1 that had this idea, and then Spock has an offhanded remark about nobody be able to escape from number 1, and they have a little smile back and forth real quick, kind of alluding to what happened in the elevator one. I can't remember what it's called now.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, yeah. So overall, fun, but I considered it a little too short and kind of lacking in special effects or any kind of.
Well,
it was lacking ships or tech, really.
They blew their budget in the wrong places.
Yes.
In the holographic hood and the engineering set, neither were needed in any way. Whereas was needed was when they cut to her Beyond Board Enterprise end, a beauty shot. And considering I do them for a living, pretty much, like throwing the ship model in 3D and doing a little bit of work is cheaper than building any 3D model. Like, it's incredible. I'm guessing they blew most of the money on the middle, like last time's short. Because if you think about it, this short and the elevator short are 1 room, 2 actors, and a guest or 2, basically. Whereas the Archer one was celebrities, heavy redresses, new costumes, lots of actors, and lots of CG. So I think that was the blow your money on it. These are the, we're just going to be cheap.
Yeah. You said there was a space shot at the end of this one?
No, I'm saying there should have been. I'm saying that was that was the obvious place for one. It would have been cheaper to make that than the other 2 shots.
So I'm like, I missed that if that was the case, because
which is then weird because in last times we got 6 space shots, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, exactly.
You kept getting them. It was brilliant. It was perfect. So it was yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, I thought it was all right, but not anywhere the length. It should be another like 4 or 5 minutes long, in my opinion.
Mm.
And it also, needed a few little added details. So not the best of the shorts by far. Um, was it better than the ones we've seen so far? They're kind of all nestling in around the same spot. I did enjoy the Tribble one, even though it did a lot of stuff with Canon that it shouldn't have. But that's neither here nor
I mean,
there.
that's just Discovery's repertoire, so it's kind of hard to,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
But out of all of them so far, that would be the one I prefer is the Tribble one.
You know,
Person.
it's funny. These shorts are pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable as a low budget Star Trek story. Like, how low can you go and it still feel like a proper story? One thing I said in our other review is that this felt very much like a TNG episode where they talked about these epic space-time things happening. The entire episode is just talking to people in sickbay. So you hear the scope, you see none of it. So this episode, they're promising amazing things. Tholians, space station, several colonies, admirals, rebellion, mutiny, things happening. Zero scale. It's just two people in a room chatting for 6 minutes. Not only a bad thing, but it promises so much and delivers so little in that sense that, like you say, you're not necessarily as satisfied is because there's no scope. And I think you'll find those levels of what's okay when it comes to scope versus not scope. I mean, this really could have been a fan film. I mean, more than 100%. I mean, you could easily, okay, I blew our budget on some 3D compositor. I'll make one cool background. We built a physical set. We had 2 costumes. And the 2 guards that came in, one's my dad because he doesn't talk. The other one is my friend who's doing camera work for the rest of it. And everything, you know what I mean? It's very much like fan film level in terms of like the effort to make it. Beyond a few little flourishes, it's very efficient. So is the elevator one, except like the bigger green screen elements. So it's not a bad thing. But I think the sad thing is, I think we both wanted the story of the Tholian to be true. Like that battle to be happening, so we can actually see it and give us something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just would like to see any space things in this one.
That space station,
Well, the space station looks kind of cool from what we see of it.
Dan23 says some actors get paid less if it's non-speaking. Yes, all actors get paid less if it's non-speaking. That's the whole point. You get paid by. That's why in most Star Trek episodes they don't actively give most people lines, because it means if you give them one line, you have to pay them a lot more. That's why most of your extras don't speak. That's why you give any line that shouldn't be with the people to either a recurring or a guest star, because you just that's why extras never talk.
Yeah. Jill47 puts in $2. Thank you very much, Jill. Good to see you again.
Jill.
They seem willing to injure the cadets during tests. Yeah. Explosions and everything. Although when he says, all right, that's it, it's like there's some holographic messery going on around there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Kind of sketchy.
Anyway. And also, this is the future. Like, they can thermal regenerate anything. I mean, how hurt can she really get? Unless Pike stabs her through the heart because he's really dedicated to the role. I mean, there's not much. He's not going to hurt her, so she can't really get that injured, and certainly not healable.
Yeah. 3rd-degree burns. Those can be fixed.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, does she want to be on the Enterprise? Better burn the woman. I think Kirk might have changed the rules of getting on the ship. I think by that point, he's not going to torture individual people.
Yeah, it's too time consuming, I think, for.
Well, she said, "Isn't he busy?" It's like, yes, he is. Yeah. Does he do what? Does he do this 230 times? Or I guess 400 in his era. Is it 400 times, or has he done this 400 times in different varieties?
No, Pike's is 200 and something. It's when it goes up to Kirk that goes to 430 for the crew of the Enterprise.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So shall we jump in?
Let's do it.
And guys, please do super chat. Real important.
Yes. So it starts off on Starbase 28. That much I do know. And we see this ensign in a room, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a huge explosion. So it starts off with a bang, literally.
Yes, and it's nice that you can touch his ensign straight away. Good use of the badge, and boy, that hologram at the start, I'm just like, space station. Can I see more of that, please? It's like, because there's actually, it's a full 3D representation. So they built something in 3D of the space station. And I'm like, can I see that, please? Can I see exteriors? No? Okay.
Yeah. And you can see little elements from like regular one kind of on there, which is great, actually.
Yeah.
And also Tucani's part, which is nice. So again,
Yes.
an establishing shot of the starbase with the two constitutions there would have been fantastic, but no, we didn't get that.
But it would have given it away. Well,
not really.
We would have had the Tholians attack, though, because who else started the first?
No, I wouldn't give it away, I don't think at all.
Well, it's that thing about holodecks. You never see exterior to a holodeck if it's a simulation, because there is no exterior to a holodeck. It's a simulation.
Yeah, but this isn't in a holodeck. This is in an actual room.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Tom Zeros48 puts in $5 Canadian. About the usual disco continuity issues, have you guys seen Anti-Trekker's video on the 3 timelines? Yes, I have.
And we both posed that idea 2.5 years ago, or 2 years ago. So he just did it in a different. He just did it again in a different form. Now we said that years ago. It's the better idea than most.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too smart for the producers because they don't want to confuse the brand, and then they'll have to say, "Oh, this is alternate Prime TOS. This is Prime TOS. This is," you know what I mean? They don't want to do that. They want to just make money. But yeah, we had that idea. It's great, but we had it years ago.
Yeah.
But yes, and then suddenly, Stuart, a man walks in, and obviously we know it was Pike because spoilers. But at least everyone's wearing the correct, in the sense of era-appropriate uniform. At least we're getting exclusively this style, except the admirals last week or last time who they screwed up and didn't get the right uniforms too.
Yeah, true. But the prisoner's got a hood on, which is interesting. And I made the joke in our other one. It would have been better if it was just like actually a sack that maybe said NCC 1701 with a delta upside down and then Iowa potatoes.
Yep.
Because really, this, as you pointed out, what if it malfunctions? What if you can't breathe in it? What if they can't get it off? It's too futuristic and kind of dumb, honestly, with the way it goes on and off. So I don't know.
You're trying to think, what is this exactly? Is it a hologram? Is it physical magnetic items that are not slicey? It goes into a smaller piece. It's got obviously some kind of TARDIS technology because it goes smaller than it really is. Like, if you asked them to explain this, they couldn't. And if it's a hologram, then A, why? B, it doesn't need to be pulled back into a device to be turned off, you idiots. It's a hologram. And if it's not a hologram, it's physical, then what if it runs out of power and the guy suffocates? Because how does this thing have... if it's a breathable material, sure, but what if he can't take it off him for 2 weeks and he dies of malnutrition? I mean, it's just, like I said, a bag or just, it's a waste of budget for the sake of not. It's not even that cool. It's not even that. You know what I mean? It's not even that cool.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a stupid idea that was executed stupidly.
Well, yeah. Sorry. I should have talked about this before, but leading up to the coming off, they're like, you have to watch this prisoner. He's been, he's here for treason, and you can see he's got command pips on or command bars, and she's like, okay, like, kind of outside her pay grade, I think, a little bit.
Yep.
But really well done. And then, of course, you know who it is because we saw the previews for the trailers. But then once the hood comes off, she's like, "It's you," because she really wanted to serve aboard the Enterprise, so she would know who it was. So I don't know. It's a good reveal, I guess, especially if you didn't know that it was Pike. But it's obviously Pike.
Yeah, I mean this scene is a lot of the problems of Discovery you now chalk up to the Discovery writers, because you think, why the hell is an ensign being given this prisoner there's 2 security guys here, why don't they stay with her? Like, 2 security guys aren't going to affect much in this Tholian attack, we learn later. Now, obviously the reveal makes all these things make sense, but you would think she'd question, well, what, sirs, why'd you bring it to my lab? There's literally 1,000 people stationed. No, they said they couldn't get to the brig.
Oh, did they? Okay, I was gonna say,
yeah.
There's a break. It's a starbase, obviously, but okay, yeah. I missed that part.
But why don't they both stay with? I mean, it's a very yeah, it's a contrived situation because it is a contrived situation. And I thought at the time, but it's just Discovery, so you expect it. But yeah, hands her a phaser. They leave, and it's like, boom, you've got him, cadet. Dum dum dum. And I love him. I mean, Pike has a really nice tone in this one because he's actually a bit of a dick. Like almost a bit of a dick. He's aggressive. He's strong. He's trying to push her, and it plays really well because if you think about it, the Enterprise is at risk, and the Bowman's at risk. So of course he's gonna be, you stupid ensign. This is 1,000 people. Well, however, so I like the play.
Well, yeah, and then like the first thing he says is open communications. He takes out on that captain command role right away as soon as the guard leaves, and I'd be like, okay, tell me what's going on first, then I'll see whether I want to help you or not.
Which he does do pretty much.
Yeah, but he just takes command of the situation like instantly, and I love that. And as an ensign, she does a fantastic job of obeying the rules, but I don't know if I could.
Yeah,
because you got to trust the guy. He's a nice guy, you know.
Yeah, well, he's it's not a flagship, but especially this is after the war, so he was chosen to be the best of Starfleet away from the war. Although, do you think other people, this must be post-war because they're all wearing the uniforms, not that Canon cares at this point. Do you think other Starfleet crew people feel the Enterprise were cowards to leave to not fight a single battle in the war? Because they're not all going to hear the Admiral's reason. But why were they the ones that were sent out, the only ship to be sent out beyond the edge? Wouldn't that have some repercussions to the reputation?
I didn't get the feeling that they were the only one. They were one of, because they wanted a contingency plan.
Really?
But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the sense it was just him because they said he was the best of us. And it's like, oh.
No.
It'd be weird if you had like 3 best of us. Because then really, if you're losing all of your best ships, you really are screwing the war at that point. But then what can one ship do? Doesn't really work either way, does it?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if there would be those kind of feelings, really. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think many people would understand. Like, they would just say, oh, yeah, the Enterprise was out, deep space. It was getting back. It just didn't get back on time.
Well,
I don't think it would be a thing.
A 9-month war, you can walk back. I'm just saying. But there's this great close enough to a close with the starbase. What do you think? Now that we've got an actual close up.
Very cool. Like I said, it has regular one elements. That top part's shaped very much like regular one, and then the lower canister things that are on there as well look great. I would have liked to have seen it actually.
Yup.
In reality, but I don't know.
It's one of the best designs, honestly.
Yeah.
And it was kind of built for Connies because to have wouldn't it be kind of cool though if Connies are always about doing long range exploration? You have a dedicated Connie like disembarkment base where you can restock specifically Connies that have like all their replacement parts. That'd be kind of cool. It's got bursts for 4 of them. No, it's cool. I think it's a really neat. It's simple as anything. And it's just me or between the 2 Connies. Is that a dry dock? Does it look like it's got the ribbed dry dockiness?
A little bit, yeah.
Like because then they do shrink.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with that though.
Yeah. So yeah, he explains the situation. What is the situation, Stuart?
As far as I can remember, the Tholians are attacking. He had to forget why he was labeled for treason though. But he has to get back aboard the Enterprise. He disobeyed some orders, basically. He needed to get back aboard the Enterprise to save the Bowman from the Tholian attack. And it seems like a huge misunderstanding, really. But I totally missed the whole part where why he was labeled a traitor, though. I know he disobeyed an order, but I can't remember exactly which. So I hope you remember.
And it's fine. Dan23 says there was a novel all about where the Enterprise was during the Klingon War. There was also a novel about how the Shinjo met the Enterprise, and that was decanonified because it's not the relationship was totally changed. So they just screw their own stuff. It's fine.
Novels are novels.
Yes, and if they call them canon, they uncanonize them as quickly as they canonize them. So from what I can remember, and he was very quickly. And I love the guy's acting. He really sells it. The idea being that the Bozeman, which they never say was also a Constitution class. They never say that.
No. I don't think I got the feeling it wasn't because her and her husband had applied to the Enterprise because they wanted to be on a Constitution class. Her husband got the Bowman a little while ago.
Bowman.
She thought she was at the starbase, so they didn't get their assignment that they wanted.
Well, I mean, there also might be a legacy factor of Pike over the Captain and the Bowman. I mean, who's to say I don't want to be on the Enterprise?
I know.
It's not, so that's kind of hard to judge that one. So they said that they received a distress signal. The Bowman had an admiral on board, distress signal, and they came going quickly. And as soon as they got there, they said there wasn't a distress signal, and then they refused. Then he thought something was fishy, and then the admiral gave him an order. He refused. The admiral then said, "Right, no, screw it. You've mutiny." And then they got attacked by Tholians. Well, that was part of the distress signal, but they're attacked by Tholians definitely now. Now I guess the starbase is under attack by Tholians, although you would think that would be obvious by the representation of the thing spinning, or you never got the sense of it being attacked by Tholians ever. But they were, I don't know, it was a little bit, I'd probably have to rewatch it. But yeah, you got mutiny just disobeyed an admiral's order. That's it. And I got the sense the admiral was either a fake order, fake admiral, or Tholian trap. That was kind of my guess. But we know that the Tholians wanted the Enterprise specifically, so I'm guessing that it was implied that the Bowman was a trap, and the Tholians wanted the Enterprise. That was kind of the vibe I got. That was maybe a fake admiral. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember all of that, but I kind of got the same feeling like this was a huge misunderstanding, essentially. And he shouldn't be there. He was trying to do the right thing, and he really owns that. Like the way he's talking to her, he had me convinced. That's for sure. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that, but I mean, if she's a stronger person than I am, because I'd be like, all right, sir, I'm going to help you. Yay, the Enterprise.
Yeah. No, it's a story that I actually want to know more of. Honestly,
yeah.
It was one that was what I'd rather have seen for sure. And yeah, it was a good story. I mean, yeah. So he's been relieved of command, but you got his word or the random guard that brought you in. He's saying, give me information on this battle's happening. I want to save the Enterprise. He says later, I want to save your husband on the Bowman, because he remembers who she is, which I also thought was a bit weird, because why would he know everyone's... Like, why would he remember everyone that applies to the Enterprise? I would assume it'd be hundreds of people.
He mentioned the Bowman, and then she's like, my husband's on the Bowman. He's like, oh, that's right. Like, he didn't remember instantly. But, he's a captain. He needs to scrutinize people that have applied for a position on his ship.
I would assume that was Riker's number one's job, though.
Probably in TNG era, yes.
Yeah.
But even Picard requested certain people, like we see on lower decks. He made sure that even though the Bajoran, who had like not the best service record, but saw potential in her, made sure that she got on board the Enterprise. So the captain does have final approval, I think. So it's hard to say. But
I didn't get the sense she was anyone special though with any specific skill set, just like an average. No. I'm applying. Although it seemed weird to even let cadets on, or ensigns. Sorry, oh no, she's a cadet, isn't she? She has no. Is she a cadet?
No, she's still a cadet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like surely you should earn your stripes first before you get to be on one of the 12 connies, or do they have a quota of ensigns they need?
Well, that being said, there's a lot of ensigns in TOS.
Who
do you think all the red shirts are that die?
I guess she gets the rank of ensign from cadet, I guess. But obviously, the reason he knows who she is because he's there for her. So that's why I thought it was a bit weird that he'd know all the stories, because and the little breadcrumbs I think is like, well, we wouldn't really necessarily know who she was, but he has to. It's her test, so it is kind of hinting throughout. And he has these wonderful ensign, listen to my orders under this regulation. She's like, well, that wouldn't work because you're not an officer anymore.
Yeah, and she's firing regulations back at him, and then he's like, well, there's the activation whatever clause. It's like,
yes.
Really, I should have written all those down, but I didn't. I apologize.
The first regulation was beautiful because I use it in temporal anomaly. It's the Equinox Voyager regulation. Tactical ship with tactical superiority takes control.
Yes.
And he said, well, this is a starbase, so I take Enterprise as tactical superiority. Mwah, perfect. And she quotes him, regulation that, no, because you're not an officer anymore, you've been D whatevered.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fires back saying, yes, but you can do the emergency reactivation clause.
Yep.
And it's like, hell you can. What bullshit is that? I'm sorry, a cadet cannot reinstate a mutinied captain if she wants to. That is nonsense.
There was something about time of emergency or something in there as well.
Yeah, but she's just an effing cadet. She has nothing. She has nothing to her name.
I know.
There's literally like there's thousands of cadets. That was the stupidest regulation. Stupidest. Now, regulation after that says like regulation. Oh, sorry.
Now, was he actually quoting a real regulation, or was he just playing like, because she's a cadet, so she might not know all the regulations. He comes off confident enough. If you can sell something, she might believe it. Who knows?
That's really like a retconnable, choose your own adventure sort of style. I mean, they wrote it in the script. You assume that it's right, otherwise they're screwing with us for the sake of screwing with us.
Yeah.
And you would think that she might know that because she was just in the academy. But that just made me cringe because, like, of course that's not a regulation. That's absurd. But then she does quote regulation in a few minutes about, which is funny. There's only like a few minutes of it left. About how first regulation 001 or whatever is that violence is negotiations first, violence second. I'm like, good, it's a great regulation, almost kind of common sense more than regulation, but regulation 5 too.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's not much to this thing because then all of a sudden, I love how he's like all of a sudden like, yeah, she's fine, and he twists his hands around to get the handcuffs off.
Well, why does he do that? What was the thing that swaps
because she says that she's basically following her Starfleet training. She's not gonna go against the rules. She's gonna stick to the guidelines and the regulations.
Points a phaser at him and says stop, because he does walk toward. He's like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, I'm gonna save these. Like, he's really convincing. I'm gonna save these people. You idiot. Help me or get out of the way. Goes to the door. She points a gun at him, says, stop, end of story, you're not doing anything. And I'm just like, wow, this ensign should be not allowed to be an ensign anymore, or cadet, because she's making stupid choices. I mean, come on, how bad would she feel? I mean, you can't use the rule book to make you sleep at night if you're the reason 400 people died. And your husband, I mean, really, is that going to help you sleep? Really? No, it's your fault. You're the responsible one here. I mean, yes, Pike might not be the only one to save the situation, but she's a stupid ensign. In this,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
it's fine. It's a fine line though between, doing your duty and doing what you were trained to do, and looking beyond that to kind of break the rules and not blindly follow orders.
Well, that's the
so
question.
It's a fine. It is, and either way, as we talked about in the other review we did. There's so many times in Star Trek where not blindly following the orders is the way to go, more so than it is to stick to the rules. So I thought that's where this was going.
100%. It's totally built that way.
Yeah, and I would have helped him personally, but I don't know. I wouldn't have been on the Enterprise then. So, no, it was well played for sure, but it just seems like so you're just going to blindly follow orders and do whatever's told to you. So, all right, cool. That sounds like a Terran Empire kind of way to get a person on your ship.
By one random security officer who does not look overly friendly, no confirmation orders. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, this could be. I mean, what if this is the mutiny of the space station against the Enterprise? You have no proof either way. I was expecting him to be able to her to say, okay, fine, we'll turn the comms on, see what's happening. And then you hear this big epic battle and people are dying, and he's like,
you hear people screaming for help, and
I was expecting it to escalate, not stay at this very stalemate level. Because at the very least, he should know what's going on. Because, I mean, if you've got a phaser pointer, there's nothing he can do apart from press a few buttons. I guess he could ask for help. He's in a very awkward position. But, blindly following orders, like we said, I mean, how often in TOS is blindly following orders the opposite to what they do? How many times in TNG do they go against regulations when the needs of the people outweigh the letter of the law? Now, yes, obviously regulation's there for a reason, but Pike was giving no reasons not to trust him. His reputation is amazing. It's a dodgy situation. You know him-ish. But like I said in the review, the counter to that would be that she's an ensign, so you've got to instill the follow orders blindly in the cadets to get to. I mean, she doesn't look that young. She actually looks to me older than the ensign, than the captain from last time almost, or maybe, or whatever, or I don't know. But she doesn't look that young, and she's already married. Not that says much, but but if you wait until they're lieutenants before you can teach them that thinking outside of the box is okay. Because if you teach them that you can disobey orders right from the start, you're in for a bad time. What do you guys think?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Medallion says that cadets need to follow orders blindly. If you are barely an ensign and already going against the rules, you're not following the chain of command. It's that fine line of getting like halfway through that process, lieutenant or so. You start gaining experience and life experience that you can start to kind of form those.
And Small Yoda says, yes, the lesson from the Pegasus episode was the opposite of this short trek. Riker followed orders because he was just an ensign with little experience who blindly followed orders because of that. Mm-hmm. And there you go. That's ironic. So TNG disavows this, and it's very similar life and death, except she has less information than he had, and he made the choice of more information.
Yeah.
That's actually, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, you can look at it either way. I just wish it was less black and white. You followed orders correctly and let 2 ships die. Welcome to the Enterprise. Next time, let them die again for the Enterprise, but not really. But yeah, she succeeds. I love his acting swap. He goes much more gentle. I'm legit so sorry. I know it's really harsh. Really, really harsh. Although I don't think she ever reacts to it in the way that he's like. She's never like, "You bastard! You're my husband's gonna die." Like, you never quite get to that dramatic level for him to be that apologetic. Except he's a nice guy. Does that make sense?
Having to compartmentalize the fact that your husband might be dead. So I love the way he played that. Because he didn't want to have any negative psychological things going on there. So, no, I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. But and the way his acting turns around is fantastic. I have to agree. I love also how he takes the handcuffs off. Just a quick flick and done.
It's like, this was bullshit.
Yeah.
And tells this lovely story, and I love her acting swap as well, because she's this unknowing and whatever else, and then she's really friendly and open, and like she sort of vibes nice energy from this point onwards, which I quite like.
Yeah. No, I think they're both fairly good actors.
Oh no, she matched him. She legit, like, in a young ensign way, but she legit matched him.
Yeah.
Which is great. They don't always do that.
So. And guys, 72 people watching. If you guys can super chat, please do so. It helps us out. And don't forget to hit the like button. 72 people. We should be up to 50 likes at least. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. Let's do it.
And as you know, we do at least sort of 65-70% of our income now. Unfortunately, it's from super chats. So we hope to get sort of $50-$80 per super chat live. We've already had about 5 today. So not going to be great for us this month. But we're going to do something about that at the end of the month anyway, because it's going to be a really bad month for us anyway. So we're going to offer some stuff to try and make up the difference. That's all. But what do you think, Stuart, when we got to the reveal and it was in fact a test? Dum dum dum.
I called it like 5 seconds beforehand. I'm like, is this like a Kobayashi Maru thing? That's what I said to Sylvia. And then after the reveal and all that, near the end, I'm like, actually, this is more like the psych test for Wesley. Because it was one of her fears, losing her husband or whatever. So it was actually well played that way. But I was kind of like, okay, everything kind of makes sense now.
Yep, it does fix most of the little problems, which is nice.
Yeah, and that being said, Pike wasn't even if there had been a real situation, him being brought in like that would have been like, oh, okay, he's still Pike. I expected him to be acting off character if this was the case. Like acting like a bad guy a little bit, but we didn't get that. So, yeah.
You know what this needed though, apart from more length? This needed, and I just sort of alluded to it a second ago. Allow the short to go to a darker place. Actually, cut, like, he convinces her, like, somehow to just convince her to put like a monitor on to see the outside the station, and we see VFX of her ship, of her other friend's ship, her husband's ship, like getting shot to pieces by Tholians, and it starts impulse away, and then he says, "I can save them. Let me go now." But then we get some sort of inclination, like a hint that he might be bad. Like he says something that there's no reason he should know. Like, give us a reason not to trust him, because up to that point we trust him explicitly, which therefore doesn't quite work to reveal. Let us go to a darker place with some stuff. Have us make the choice of duty versus family, because she makes no choice. She's just, screw everything else, I'll just do my duty. But there's no tangible sense of danger there. Take us to that place, then undo it, and I think it'd be much more powerful. And the acting, I think, would be much more like intense, and I think it need like 2 more minutes of that. Like, take it to a lower level. What do you think?
Totally agree with you. I would say maybe even have her activate some kind of personal channel to her husband or something, and hear when the channel opens, all she hears is screaming and yelling from like different people on the ship. Something like that. That's kind of traumatizing. Yeah. I think that would have worked a lot better. But yeah, I like the idea of having something wishy-washy with Pike that we didn't get.
Yeah.
So
he was so clear-cut. Like,
yeah.
And Ryan K says, I hope they gave her a bogus phaser, because what if she'd fired? Well, it was set to stun, so nothing. He'd have been stunned and fine. I mean,
well, she asked later, was it a real phaser? And he's like,
well, yeah, of course it was. It's a test. I mean, if she stuns him, she's showing even more metal that she can shoot a commanding officer. I have no doubt it was a real phaser. Doesn't hurt that much to be stunned.
Yeah.
Just saying. But yeah, good job, her. And then they beam right away to the transporter room of the Enterprise without a space establishing shot. Big loss there. The pace actually kind of doesn't work. It kind of like skips too quickly. And now I see why they spent money on a full redress of this set, because it's using all the shorts pretty much. That's why they could afford. And it's great. Still, great redress. Good for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is the little thing we hear where it's actually number one's idea to use this test, and Spock's like, yeah, nobody can get away from whatever with number one. And yeah. Anyway, didn't expect to see these two in it, to be honest, but I mean, they were there for a minute and a half to film their parts, so
this is like
nice little flourish.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've obviously filmed this at the same time they filmed the short where they're with on the bridge. They just walked to this soundstage, filmed this. Like, he was in their short for like an hour to shoot, and then they came to his short for an hour to shoot, and everyone wins. But I bet that means they're all on the same studio at the same time. And it was good. I mean, it's like, budget without budget. Pay them no extra for 2 more lines. Yeah.
And then it happens.
Oh, yes. The dark times have once again
graced us with their presence.
So explain what happened, Stuart, in the context of this episode.
She passed her test.
Yes. And then?
She gets taken down to engineering.
Down to main engineering of the USS Enterprise, 1701, Constitution class, at least Disco Constitution class. And there it is, guys.
Oh, good God.
What do we all think of the engineering room? You knew it was coming, guys. You could not escape it, despite all of you wanting to. But we do not blame you if you skip this part in the review. We would. No, okay.
Okay. I'm going to take you to a quote from Scotty himself.
Oh,
the more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain. Look at this shit. Matt Jeffries wanted things to be simple, clean,
utilitarian,
sleek, futuristic,
relatable,
not greebly complicated shit everywhere. On the TOS Enterprise, the main warp core was underneath the floor essentially of main engineering. So you never saw it. Everything looked good. It was a nice clean room. Yeah, sure, in TNG we get a warp core, which is what they're trying to emulate here. But there's so much piping and just extra stuff that's not needed. Again, it's the Cage era, so maybe it got replaced with something better. But it seems like a cross between the JJ Brewery and TNG.
But like 5% TNG, because it's just the fact that it's a vertical warp.
There's a blue thing in the middle, yeah.
Yeah. It makes you laugh, honestly. It's comical.
Makes me cry.
Well, yeah, it's pathetic. It's worse than the turbolift shafts because at least you understand the stupidity of the design. There's no design here. Think back to the NX-01 engine room, which is canon in either way of the universe. It had a vertical?
Oh,
horizontal warp core, which is an oval with 2 injectors go zoom, zoom out the end. No piping. Just like some things that go into it, and then railings, and then monitors on many parts of it, plus a main monitor and stuff behind it with terminals.
Pretty simple and clean.
And it looks more advanced than this, and better than this.
Yes.
And it was 100 years ago.
And I also realized that when we said horizontal warp core, it was in the TOS Enterprise as well, because it was under the floor. And then even in the refit, you had the horizontal long shaft.
Yeah.
And then the one going up through the neck. And then eventually TNG, it became just the vertical warp.
Well, no, TMP. I mean, to be fair, it was the refit.
Well, the refit had the long shaft going all the way down the secondary hull.
I mean, had both.
Yeah. And that's what I said, though.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
That was the main one. The other one was going up to the impulse crystal and stuff. Yes. So, yes.
But I mean,
I'm saying you can see that transition from refit to TNG.
Yeah.
You know, this just doesn't belong. Vincent Visions puts in $2.
Hey.
Square pips look like from Into Darkness set. Pips or pipes?
Pipes, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this could have been filmed at, I mean, obviously it wasn't, it's a CGI set, but it could have been filmed at a brewery. I mean, I just don't understand it. I mean, nothing here is relatable. What the hell are those boxes? Why have you got glowy elements? Why are there grooblies on them? Why are there pipes going into it? There's a blue and there's an orange bit. There's 2 walkways with thing in the middle. You can't even reach the middle bit with a central walkway. You've got to walk around something. And also, it's so big, you can have several flying robots in it. Which are definitely a different scale to the ones outside the ship. I feel like those are bigger. These look tiny.
No, there's no real sense of scale for the one outside the ship.
Well, so the Enterprise is so big, and they're like the size of like a registry number, and it's like, well, it's still pretty big. I mean, these look like micro things. I mean, they might be far away. I'll give them that. But then it makes the set even bigger. And did you notice also there's a guy in a full dress, in like a scant, which I thought was an odd touch.
Yep, the scant has to go. I'm sorry for all the people that like the scant. No, no. Sorry, guys.
And Jeff Jacobs says, for God's sake, why all the empty space? I mean, they just really don't understand design, do they? I was told once that they made the Discovery bridge, or the Discovery bridge bigger because then they can move the camera around it. And it's like, if that's the only reason, and yet all the other shows had good camera movement too, you know?
Yeah. E. Paris says, sorry to yell, but CBS, how hard is it to make a big tube with some blue or red or purple lights flashing inside? I could have forgiven a vertical warp core if it was in a simple, clean-looking room, and not so huge.
I mean, I said to you previously, the Discovery, at least the Discovery engine room, is of a vaguely design. At least you take out the spore bit, the spore chamber, you repaint it with the primary colours that they've done for Discovery, the reds and the whatevers. You put a green screen plate on the windows they've done with a TOS like continuing forced perspective thing, and then you put you build a wooden middle bit like the deflector core in the lithium reaction control chamber like in TOS, and there you go. You've got a cheap kit bashed engineering room that looks vaguely appropriate. This was a waste of everyone's time and money, and this shows you another reason why the Pike show is a bad idea, because they don't know what they're doing. I mean, this keeps telling us that every time we see anything Pike, you don't want to see this era. They'll do this and that and this and that, and it'll keep going further and further away, and in 5 years this will be the only canon, and we've got to retcon all of TOS, and Trials and Tribulations, and these are the Voyages, and all these different things, and then that's 50 years of Trek undone by one team that was the wrong team hired. You know, people don't realize that these things lead to other things.
Yeah.
You know, it's just disappointing, and didn't need it. I mean, the short would have been better if they just maybe ended up in her crew quarters or the bridge. Go back to the bridge. We all like the bridge.
They wanted to show off a new set piece, though. Give people another glimpse of this Canon Enterprise that they say is Canon.
But it was the worst bit of the short.
I know that, and you know that, but they don't. They're trying to force feed us this new retcon canon. Anyway. But yeah, anyway, it closes with the whole, was the phaser real? I'll never tell you.
I mean, yeah, I guess I guarantee it was real because there's no reason not to make it real. Maybe a phaser were like the power pack, like 3/4 to charge, so it can like shoot once a low stun. I mean, you can easily fake it, so it's still a test phaser, and he gets shot and then goes against the wall and then like says, "Right, yep, you did it. Good job. Don't shoot me again, please." Yeah, so
exactly.
Cause it's not like she's gonna swap it to kill, is she? I mean, there's no rationale that she would do that. Yeah, she shoots with a red stun, red to kill. He's like, "Jesus, Henson, what? You're still alive? Yeah, it was a test phaser. You killed me. They said you're a traitor. You didn't ask for proof. They were the traitors. You failed the test. I'm sorry. It's like, you know what I mean? Please, you've gone wrong."
Yeah. Good tea, nice house, though. Throws in $5 Canadian. Thank you very much. Maybe they just knocked down some walls and opened it up. Pike hates holograms and engineering walls. Yeah, I guess that's exactly why. Pike's claustrophobic, so anywhere on his ship has to be huge. Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. Bill Barker says, "I wonder if we'll ever find out why they effed at the interiors." It's true. A tell-all book in 30 years saying, I mean, I was asked to. I hated every minute of it. I don't know.
We've heard that. But about other things. Anyway.
And then we get teasers for the next 2 short treks. The animated. What do you think of this look?
I didn't see these, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've seen the ship, so.
Yes, it's the first one is a short about a repair robot and a tardigrade becoming friends.
Oh, good God. I think that's the one for the new Nickelodeon show that we know nothing about.
No, well, I don't know.
That being said,
oh God, I'd hate if that was a era of just don't make Discovery era. What a butchering.
That being said, I mean it is a white light gray maybe Constitution class. So
yes, we'll take the victors
with one thing on the deflector dish, one spike,
and no blue glows in the things.
Mm-hmm.
And does it have the inner? I don't know. I can't tell. But it's a couple of steps closer, in a minimal way. And then the second short is there's no trailer here, but the second short for some reason is the story that Michael Burnham told us all at the start of season 2. The story of the woman that ate the sky or whatever, in animated form.
Yeah.
And that's short trek number 5.
Wow.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Who thought any of this was a good idea? Anyway. Yeah. So let's rate this bad boy.
Yeah.
You go first this time, because I always go first.
Absolutely. Is there anything on the notes I have here? Bastardy was a
bastardize.
Pike got but no. Pike got pissed. Don't point phase him. It's a test. Honor your thing to Starfleet. Anyway, yeah. So this one is it's weird. I like it personally. We're bitching about the really bitchable things, but that's because they're just making mistakes. I mean, the engineering is 0 out of 10. It's the worst bit of Discovery Enterprise stuff we've seen so far. It's one of those things where it took more effort to make it actively wrong. I think they told them to make it wrong like that. There's no excuse for that. But up until the end, it's a rather good short. I think it's reasonably well written, well acted. It needed another 3 minutes. It needed another $20,000 put into it to have a space exterior, to have a space station. This is a story that could have been a 40-minute episode.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's the Alara episode from Orville. That was excellent, superb, and weird. That was what this could have been. and I wish it had been. So this is a potential one. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10 overall because I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's better than most. Well, it's better than all season 1 Discovery, apart from Mud's episode, but that's always above. I think it's better than most season 2 Discovery because it's written better in terms of actual, like in terms of a single piece. But the ending is a slap face to fans. I'm gonna have to re-look at all the different shorts and sort of like mentally think of what they were to review it compared to different shorts though. Because it beats I think it beats Saru's one.
The brightest star.
Yeah, because the ending and here there's no rationale for him to get off planet. It doesn't beat the Craft one to me. That's still better. I prefer the Tribble one because I think it's funnier and funner. What was the first one of this season of shorts?
That was it the Turbolift one?
Yes, this is better than that. I think it's written better. That was dumb. This is written better. And there's one more in season 1, one short that I can't remember. Oh, the Tilly Cloak one. Yeah, it's better than that one as well.
Runaway. Yeah.
There's one more in season 1. So this is probably the third best short.
The other one was the Mud one.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah, this is fourth best then. Yeah, so it'd be Craft, then Tribble, then Mud, then this. That's my 4. Right, your thoughts. There you go. You asked.
I did. I would have loved an exterior shot. It would have been great. Before I get to mine, though, Jeff Jacobs puts in $2. Hashtag Pike likes Spike. Hashtag make Jeff pay. 7 out of 10 for Discovery, I guess. So everybody hit like. Let's get to 50 likes. Come on, guys. That being said, lots of potential here. Like you said, it could have been a full episode, and it would have been kind of great. Pike was on point. Loved Pike in this episode. The acting was good. The writing was better than average. There were some problems with it, obviously, but until the end, I mean, it was pretty good. The engineering room did really take me out of it.
Sour the milk.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that starbase got them points. You know, that diagram got legit points.
I just wish I could have seen it.
Yeah.
And I thought it would have helped the episode as a whole, in my opinion. But
can you imagine an establishing shot with that and 2 colonies in dry dock, and it flies in past the Enterprise reassess, and it cuts to USS whatever it was, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to give it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 as well. To be honest.
Okay. Sorry, you cut with better than average.
Better than average, but definitely some issues. The ending really took it down in a few notches, and so did the lack of some exteriors and stuff like that, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's not the worst thing. It's not the best thing. As far as ranking it with the other ones,
what do you think if I note it's better than season 1 of Discovery, except the Mud episode?
Yes, mainly because of Pike.
I think the writing is just better.
Yeah. I love seeing Pike on screen. I think he's a great character. I kind of like your ranking of the shorts, to be honest. Yeah.
They can be tight. I mean, they can be tightly matched. If you want to shuffle it, please do. Yeah.
I'm thinking. I don't know what to say. It's better than Runaway for sure. The Brightest Star was good. Oh man, I don't know.
But that's just because of Saru, Doug Jones.
Yeah,
it was poorly thought out for sure.
Oh man, I don't even know. It's up in the upper echelon for sure. The Tribble one is better for sure. The Mud one, I think, is more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, and the payoff's much better. I mean, that's a good solid payoff. This payoff is a solid
Calypso's still number 1 as far as shorts go. So I have to agree with you. Honestly, it's like it would be the 4th in that list.
which makes it the middle.
Yeah, and the shortest.
Mm.
I don't know.
15 minutes. Make them 15 minutes. That's a good short length. 9 is a fan film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny though, Stuart, if I end up getting 2 actors to refilm this in a room? Because I could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could do it. Put a TOS uniform. Make 4 wall flats. I could refilm the entire thing pretty much.
Dan23 says, Trekyards, you like that they mentioned the Tholians. Yes! I would have loved to have seen the Tholians. Maybe on the view screen, like Samuel said, pull up some of the exterior action to convince her of what's going on. Would have been great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do love that they mentioned Tholians. Hands down. I love that they use established races and stuff. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, they're not. Ironically, though, it was a cock tease. It was a strip tease. It was a, you know. And Robert Hayes says, "Why would the Tholians want the Enterprise?" Well, that Robert Hayes is actually a fun reference to the fact that they baited the well, it's a sort of multi-level reference. The fact that they snagged the Enterprise in Tholian's web. Then it was retconned that they snagged the Defiant via the interphasic rift in Enterprise mirror Tholians. There's 2 instances of Tholians being interested in capturing a Federation ship, and it happened to be a Constitution class. That's a very specific, like, that actually works flawlessly. And why wouldn't you want one of the best ships of the fleet? I mean, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Big missed opportunity here for sure. But I enjoy watching.
Yeah. Jeff Jacob puts in 251. Yes. 51 likes. Engineering, a huge slap in the face to nerds. Yes, it was.
Yes, Jill. So do we. It's great.
Oh, yes. I agree, Jill. TGR Blue says the scale is like that computer from TNG episode When the Bow Breaks. I wonder how many decks engineering is. Yeah, exactly. I'm afraid to ask. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Because they don't care. They don't care, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's hard to judge, you know, anymore when they don't judge or care. It's like you could talk about Canon when the show tried to make Canon a thing, but when they ignore it, it's like, I mean, especially when they you know, go against their own stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how do we justify it?
It's like you're talking to a computer.
But we still got to call them out, otherwise they will not change. I mean, now the great example is the Sonic, right? Sonic trailer came out and it was garbage design. There was almost universal hate, and they said, "Oh damn!" So they fixed it, and now they have almost universal love because it looks like Sonic.
It looks amazing now.
It does.
Well, Sonic looks amazing. I don't know about the movie, but
it'll be funny. It'll be fun. So you know,
but they listen. They listen to the internet, and they fixed it, and it cost them probably a lot of time and money.
Oh God, yeah.
But God, they did it, and if they can do it, other organizations such as CBS can do it as well. So we just got to keep raising our voices.
Look at the DC universe. They were hemorrhaging fans and money, and then they reshot Justice League, had a better director, came in, and it was better. It was a better movie than Batman vs Superman. Cool. And Aquaman was even lighter. It was also better. I mean, they improved. Look at obviously season 2 of Discovery. They took a lot of the comments. They improved. Great. So you know, if you just let them do it, then they continue to make the problems. You look at Game of Thrones. People complained about the end of the season, and they cancelled on the prequels. The 2 lead writers refused to events because otherwise they get called out. And then the other prequel series are being announced, but it's closer to the universe, and then all these things. It's like fans are the ones that are paying their salaries. So, oh, Robert Hayes, Batman vs Superman is way better than Justice League. Disagree strongly.
Mark Maplebeck puts in $5 Canadian.
Thank you.
I liked Runaway more than Calypso.
Really?
Because Tilly. The trouble with Edward was hilarious because of H. John Benjamin getting called an idiot and Tribbles. Yeah, I mean, I recently went back and rewatched Runaway. I only watched it like once or twice the first time.
Hmm.
It's not quite as bad as I remember, but it's still the rules she breaks, being just entered into the command training program and letting an alien on board, a wanted fugitive no less, and not reporting it. It's like, what the hell were they thinking when they wrote this?
Oh, Stuart.
Um,
Stuart. It's the
yes,
opposite to this.
it is absolutely the opposite to
She got
this.
rewarded by being a friends with a queen, and they saved the galaxy because she didn't follow orders. In this episode, she has to follow orders. Wow. What a
Yep.
F you to their own content.
The difference being, this one's a cadet. Tilly was already in the command training program, so she was now no longer a cadet. So
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
She had a rank, so she could make those changes.
Although she's
those
also
choices.
younger than this person because she got fast tracked through the academy. This one's normal academy. So,
I guess, yeah.
because Celia was
Yeah.
actively younger than you meant to be when she got allowed to be because she was picked to be on. Oh, that isn't that funny though? Two different shorts, so they completely undo each other. That's great.
Trek Point says CBS retracts Discovery Canon. I've heard whisperings of this all day.
Yeah, Law Reloaded
Something about
tweeted
it.
that, but I have no idea what that means.
Apparently, it was some of their official timelines, and then now it's not. But that being said, Eagle Moss just released the book saying that this Enterprise, even with its size differences, fits right in with original canon.
Yeah, but that's obviously was in production months ago. Oh, and Law Reloaded did just post a 46-minute video about it. And there's a video on Star Trek. Ooh.
Violate Trek canon is one thing. Violate your own show rules, madness. Yes, Medallion.
That's interesting. Yeah,
They do both.
So there's a 2-minute video about the timeline of Star Trek, and it's an actual timeline, and apparently they're saying it retcons it out. Well, Stuart, if you want to watch it, let's both watch it individually and then comment on it on this live stream. We've still got a few minutes. We'll just go muted because I can't show it. We'll just mute so I'll send you on Facebook.
Okay. Robert Hayes puts in £2 though. If the test was with Kirk, she would have failed. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Okay, so we're both gonna watch. Can you put it in the chat, Stuart? Because I'm not logged in. Actually, yes, I am. Okay, this is live, guys. So Laura just did a video about it, and this is apparently they're now denouncing it as Trek canon, which is great.
So there'll be 2 minutes of silence while we watch this, and then we'll come back and give our quick thoughts on it. If it warrants its own video, we'll do that at some point.
And there's the video, and I'm going to mute both of us because otherwise copyright. So silence, but we're both going to watch it, and you're going to watch it. Stuart, enjoy. Huh. Right.
To be continued.
It does say to. So, there's a video. What? Do you want to summarize the video? I'm glad that 66 people are still watching.
6 people are still
66.
watching. Oh, okay.
This was posted, I'm assuming, today.
They can watch it. I don't have to summarize it. They go through the timeline. There's no Discovery. They include the animated series.
And the JJ alternate universe. So
alternate universe, but no mention of Discovery. Now, it says to be continued, though, so I'm wondering how that's going to... Because it's going to go to the future, where 900 years in the future, where Discovery is now, and they're going to retcon out their own existence somehow. I'd be down with that. I don't know, man.
It doesn't even show Pike. You would assume it would cut to like a Pike episode at least. I mean, that is odd. Certainly. I mean, maybe they're going in chronological order, but then it's not the timeline. If you're making a timeline video, ignore the new timeline bits, then go back, add them back in. It's like, well, then it's not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks, it was a good video. They obviously skipped over a lot of TNG, because you know what I mean? It's like, and here's TNG. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and TNG went back in time, when Time's Arrow and stuff, which wasn't in there as well, but...
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, Enterprise was, Animated was, JJ was, everything pre-Discovery. That does seem odd. You would think they'd include it, because it's part of the time. And Law did a whole video 2 hours ago. I won't watch it today because I'm, I have other things to do.
Me too.
Well, yeah. And apparently there's a full video, there's a full timeline picture as well, which does not incorporate it. I mean, what do you think?
Maybe they're trying to make up for the fact that they've messed up this long. That would be my hope, anyway. I can't really see that happening, but, they're willing to admit that Discovery actually wasn't canon or it never happened. It would make a lot of people happy, that's for sure.
I mean, it wouldn't make everyone happy. I mean, there's no reason.
No, it wouldn't.
There's no reason for it to be in the Prime canon. Just say it's an alternate Prime canon, and everyone wins.
Yeah.
Like, there's no loss to that. They can still tell, in terms of creative freedom. Especially, I mean, if they want to do a Pike show, I wonder if the producers said, right, we want to do a Pike show, but we can't make it TOS because it'll piss everyone off every week because we need those people to come watch it. Think about it, So we can't do anything that Kirk did because we'll screw canon. Everything we'll do will screw canon to the point that we're limited in everything we do. So let's
do what we should have done with Discovery from the beginning and say it's an alternate reality.
Yeah, just say it's an alternate. Then we can sell it as here is our own Pike show. It's in the alternate Prime. We got people understand JJ. Then you can say you can go full hog, and then I bet they'll sell toys more. I bet they can make video games then because they can just do what they want creatively, and they can still link to canon or not. Why wouldn't they? But I mean, if they want to do a show, that's the smartest bet, and it would just retcon Discovery out. As we've said before, they determine what is and isn't canon. I mean, if they re-say it isn't, I mean, there's more evidence to say it isn't than it is.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to the continuation of the video, but yeah, it seems promising, actually.
It does. Like I say, that might be the first sign of a Pike show, that they're trying to get the branding sorted. Because can you imagine the brand confusion of saying this takes place 4 years before Kirk, and it looks radically altered? It's like, let's not do that. Because imagine if the show went 4 seasons, right? 4 seasons and they got to Kirk, and it's like, oh shit. Everyone's enjoying Pike. I guess we won't have Kirk come on the Enterprise that year. Oh no, Canon people hate us. Oh, we're just trying to make a good show. It's like, no, you're not, because this is 10 years past. That limits you in terms of seasons. So they're probably just thinking, no, we can't do it. This is not worth our time.
Yeah.
I mean, every reason. Because I didn't think that, but yeah, just seasons. Unless you have like every season take place like in half a year. But I mean, that would be confusing as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm excited to see how it continues.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, this has been a pretty pants Super Chat live in terms of Super Chats, but I've enjoyed the conversation. I've enjoyed the chat with you. So can we get another $5? Go low to end this lovely chat. And then we will see Stuart tomorrow for a first reaction of Mandalorian episode 2, chapter 2. And then Monday for a full review. And then I'm sure we'll do a TNG or 2 next week.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what time I'll do the thing tomorrow, but I'll schedule it ahead of time so you guys will know. Don't worry.
Yes. Follow the channel and make it so. Dum-da-dum.
That's right. Right.
But yeah. But I'm saying I'm excited for the animated shorts in terms of the look, but the story sounds like garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one, is gonna be laughable. I mean, who's gonna care really?
When they said animated short, I thought it would be like for Lower Decks or something, you know, give us a taste.
Or like
I have a feeling one of them is going to be tied to the Nickelodeon show, and after the short comes out, we're going to get out information like the title of the show and things like that. So
maybe. Well, we know it's called Star Trek Prodigy.
Well, they haven't officially announced that yet.
Yeah, but John Eves, you know, I mean,
I know.
Pretty certain. I mean, they did it. You know, it's either that or it's.
And that's going to tie in with the Michael Burnham story, animated short maybe. Jill47 puts in 99 cents with a little Halo sticker face, man. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Jill. Only $4 more. But we do appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll do. I think we're going to do one more drunk live before the end of the year.
Oh, probably.
A nice send off to 2019. It's been certainly an interesting year for Star Trek. Had some ups and some downs.
It's been over some drinks, both celebratory and not so much. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been it's been good for us in terms of making interesting content. And certainly again, the Picard trailer was a breath of fresh air. And it was good to see.
SWTX Chaser puts in $2.
Oh,
thank you very much, sir.
Oh,
almost there, guys. I gotta go soon, so hurry up.
Yeah, they got 39 minutes, surely.
I know, but the sooner the better, kind of thing.
No, I understand. I'm just saying. Yeah. Who are the Picard writers? Is Michael Chabon?
Yeah.
He's the lead, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
It's a good way to summarize it. Yep.
Because he wrote Calypso, which had nothing to do with Star Trek, but he also wrote the Turbolift episode, which was bad.
Which had nothing to do with Star Trek.
Well, yeah.
Tom Zeros 48 puts in $2 Canadian. Sam, how are the Inquisitor animations?
Haven't touched them. Why would I have touched them?
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
No, busy doing everything else. Haven't had a chance. Fan film deadlines and such. You see Demons Part 1 and Part 2? A lot of shots in those. No. I mean, hopefully by the end of the year, but I mean, maybe. I can't guarantee. As you know, I jumped at the end of the queue because I knew I was going to be busy, and I got a lot done. But, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, timing's gotta fit in. Gotta fit in.
Busy beavers.
Yeah, it's fair to say. Do we know when the next short track is out? Oh, yeah.
I don't.
I think it's the next two on December 3rd. That's okay, Mr. Inquisitor. It's fine.
Got me, man. I don't know.
That's right. Oh, Jill gives Asknot 7 out of 10. Same as Jet.
Thank you, Jill. See, she agrees with me. Sometimes.
Thank you, DGR Blue 4.
Time to go, guys. Enjoy the stream again. This is the best Trek online. Apologies for not being able to super chat today. I'll catch up later. It's all right, man. You fire my torpedoes. That sounds really dirty.
Hey. We don't always sound like we're pressuring people. It's just like if we don't remind people, people forget because new people might be here. You know?
Yeah.
So the regulars know, but if 50 people are here, they've never been here before. They think, oh yeah, I can do that. So it's kind of like a, Plus we don't mention Patreon enough, and we don't get good Patreon because we don't mention Patreon enough. So we kind of get, messed up around with that. It's confusing. YouTube is a confusing mistress.
Yeah, it's getting more so
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that sums her up, I think.
Yep, and you'll see Stuart tomorrow. Please join in.
Yes.
We had a really, really good Mandalorian talk yesterday. It was a lot of fun. And I look forward to talking to you all myself on Friday. Is that Monday? And Stuart
Monday.
on tomorrow. So until then, guys, here's Captain. Foley. Stuart. I said it the wrong way round.
And he is Commander Coggy. All right. Thanks, guys. Just showing off the importance of each person. That's all. I'm just kidding.